Hey YouTube, I hope you are having an incredible day. And for those of you that are just now stumbling across my channel, my name is Tommy Martin and I'm a third-year medical student. So before I get to this video, I want to make sure that you guys know that you are greatly loved and that you are wonderfully and beautifully created and capable of more than you could ever imagine. Alright, so now let's get to my video where I'm going to share with you guys the best advice for a third-year medical student. So why did I want to be a doctor? Well, I wanted to be a doctor because there are so many, hundreds of thousands, millions of people around this world that are battling illnesses, battling cancer, trauma, injuries of whatever sort that are going through so much pain, and I wanted to be a person to make an impact in their life. That my sole purpose to want to become a doctor was to help someone else and to pour my love out into their life to maybe have the opportunity to heal them. And once I found out that God's plans were aligning with mine, my mind was set that I wanted to be a doctor for the sole purpose of healing people, of loving on people, of giving back to the world in a way that God had given me the abilities to do so. And that's why I wanted to be a doctor. And I was so excited to be pursuing this dream and pursuing this goal, going through school to become a healer of nations all around the world and to heal people. I was so pumped about it. Well, so it comes down to now you're in medical school. You're following your dreams, you're pursuing your dreams. And then you have this big giant that kind of gets in the way. And this giant is medical school itself. Your first year in medical school, you will have a huge wake-up call. And that is that you have to study much more than you could have ever fathomed that you had to study to make sure you do well in medical school. Okay, and so that you do not fail, you have to kind of change yourself. Change who you are and how you kind of see things. And what happens to a lot of medical students is that they become a studying machine, that we are well oiled, all of our gears are ready to go, that we are just top notch, the best machine there is, the best parts there are to creating this machine, that there's nothing that could stop us. We're going to wake up at 5 in the morning, start studying, and not stop studying until midnight, because that's how strong we are. That's how good of endurance we have. That's how much motivation we have to study so that we do well on these exams. And every medical student probably gets to that point through those 2 years of medical school, becomes an extremely efficient, well-oiled machine to destroy any exam that comes in our way. So that's exactly what happened to me. I started off medical school not making the greatest grades because I wasn't that good machine yet. I was like Wall-E instead of a transformer, and so I wasn't really the well-oiled machine or the most efficient machine I needed to be. But throughout those 2 years, my Wall-E self became a transformer, and now I was extremely good at taking exams, at studying, and being very efficient in doing so. But so then I come to third year. All my dreams are becoming a reality. I am now in the hospital. I now get to serve my patients. I now get to make a difference and impact, that every day I walk into that hospital, there are people that's going to be my responsibility, that I get to pour my love out on, and that I get to make a difference in their life every single day. But that's not what I do. I constantly think about running back to the library. I constantly think about opening a textbook, memorizing a certain page, not knowing enough information, trying to impress people with my knowledge of these subjects, of these disease entities, of all these different things. I try to study more and study more. I run away from the hospital, I run away from the clinic, only to get back to my textbooks. And so now I realize, as a third-year medical student, it was never about the textbook. Why am I now where I finally have the opportunity to serve and love on the patients that I've been thinking about since I was a little kid, that now I'm sprinting to a textbook instead of going to the hospital and loving on the people that I've been praying about for years? Some of the best advice I could give you is, as a third-year medical student, turn away from being this oiled, efficient machine that can memorize any textbook, that can memorize any notes, that is constantly worried about making these perfect grades on their exams. Forget about all of that. When you start third year, become a new medical student. Actually, forget about being a medical student and become a doctor. A doctor that cares about their patients. A doctor that would spend every waking hour at the bedside of a dying patient just to show them how much they love them. Be a doctor that they wake up at 5 in the morning and the first thing they think about is loving and caring for the patients they're going to see that day, that gets on their knees and prays for them instead of sprinting to a textbook to see what they need to learn, to see how much more knowledge they need to cram into their brain. We have to stop being the medical students that we once were in our first and second year and become a real third year medical student that's almost about to become a doctor and make an impact on this world. Year 1, year 2, it was okay to be sprinting to your textbooks, making sure you knew that information. But once you step into year 3, there's a new prerogative. There's a new mission at hand, and that is loving on your patients. So my best advice, the best advice I could ever give a third year medical student is do not let medical school destroy you. Do not let medical school harden your heart. Do not let medical school make your heart desire the grades so much that you forget about your patients. Do not let medical school become your patient's worst enemy because you're worried about making an A on the exam instead of showing them love. Any third year medical student out there, my advice to you is to become a different type of machine. Now it's time to become a machine that can work efficiently, relentlessly, passionately, with the most love that any patient has ever experienced because they're in our care now. Every dream that you've had since a child is now about to be fulfilled. And you have the opportunity to pour your love out on every patient you see. Do not take that for granted. Do not go sprinting back to a textbook. Do not hide from the floors of the hospital or hide from the rooms of the clinic, but get in there. Love on your patients. You third year medical students, get rid of your textbooks. Stop letting them control what you do every day and start letting your patients take control. And as you love on them with all of your heart, endlessly loving on them, you will study in your spare time. You will make the grades you need to continue moving forward. But the most amazing thing of all, you will have made an impact on their hearts that will stick with them forever. So third year medical students, join me in getting rid of the monster of medical school, and getting rid of the monster it's made us into, and move forward to becoming a doctor that every patient would want. Alright guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and please, 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 do not stop chasing your dreams with endless love and relentless passion. And do not forget that you are greatly, greatly loved, and that you are beautifully and wonderfully created and capable of more than you could ever imagine.